Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com. Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit with us.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
The best radio show.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, and it is the Wednesday, the 23rd of March,
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I say very good evening and welcome once again to Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. What an amazing evening. Looking at the beautiful star, I can tell you we're getting closer and closer to spring. Are you just joining us for the very first time? My name is Olayomi Koiki, and I'll be your host tonight, once again, as usual. I would like to first and foremost welcome all our listeners from around the globe, from wherever you've joined us, as we say good evening. And in Yoruba, we say ekale for those of you that are watching us from different parts of the globe. Like I always say, it is my pleasure to always host these particular events or program to millions of viewers from around the world, where we discuss issues affecting Nigerians and non-Nigerians, and those are friends of Nigeria. For those who probably have been following the country Nigeria since the last 61 years, it has been a lot when we look at the history itself of Nigeria. For every time we talk about Nigeria, the first thing that comes to the minds of millions of people is the good loving people, the caring people, the people that are well known across the globe. But there is something literally hidden under Nigeria for the last 108 years, and that is the indigenous people, the real owner of Nigeria. I'm sure some of our listeners from South Africa, from Kenya, from all over the globe might be a little bit like, what is it talking about? I'll be telling you everything you need to know. Because when the creation of Nigeria took place in 1914, when we were in the colonial era, a lot was happening. But I can tell you now that a lot has also changed. But one thing we got to remember, and one thing we must continue to tell millions of people is, there's what we call the indigenous people. Who are these indigenous people? These are people that are the people that were on the land before the colonial came in and then enforced the slavery. Just as it's been following the situation of the visit of Prince William and Kate in Jamaica, it has also brought up the issue of these slave trade that took place in African countries for over 200 years. I've been literally following some of the conversation in Jamaica in the last 72 hours of arrival and when the arrival itself of Kate and Williams. And some of those conversations I'll be telling you in just about a few minutes. But for now, I say good evening and welcome. And we couldn't have done this every evening without saying thank you very much to my producer, Frank and Archie, and the rest of the team, the sound engineer, the back-end team that are all working tirelessly behind the scene. Once again, my name is Olayomi Koiki. Niger Voices have been coming on air for the last almost 5 years or thereabout, serving the community, discussing issues affecting Nigerians and the indigenous people. But a lot of people might not understand that we have about almost 300 ethnic groups in the country called Nigeria that was created in 1914 by Lugard. But as the election is now coming in, it looks like there is now a lot of different views and different opinions. If you are not aware, I'm going to be telling you also that Britain economy will grow far slower than expected this year at about 3.8%, down from an estimate 6%, owing to the Ukraine war, soaring global inflation, according to the finance minister, Rishi Sunak, said today that the government budget has been updated. I was telling you about the visit of Kate and Prince Williams to Jamaica. Do you know, or are you aware, that some of the conversation coming out of Jamaica seems that there might be some changes coming very soon? And I'm going to be telling you that in just about a few minutes. As Prince William and the Duchess Kate are met with protests during their arrival to Jamaica for Queen Elizabeth Platinum Jubilee, pressure for the country to cut ties with the British monarch continue to grow. But the difference in Nigeria is, Nigeria was given an independence in 1960 after the whole slave trade and the whole so many activities that took place during the British rule in Nigeria. But millions of Nigerians are now saying that we are not truly Nigerians, but some still believe that they are Nigeria, and that is where the conversation comes in and becomes very heated up. And what is the conversation tonight? It boils back to, is it going to be a constitutional review or an election versus a referendum? We might be taking calls tonight, and I'll be telling you when and exactly what time during this conversation, because I would like to know your view, your opinion on these three conversations. Again, you might want to get your pen and paper. Once again, It is Star Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're streaming on all the platforms. We're also communicating with our other sister platform as well. But you can follow Star Radio UK on all the social media handles. Before we go further into my first track this evening, why not let's listen to one of the senior advocates of Nigeria. I'm talking about nobody but Mr. Femi Falana. What has he said recently when we talk about the Constitution? So many legal, NGO, and different individuals have complained, have talked about, this Constitution. Do we accept the amendment of the Constitution to enable the election to go further in 2023? According to the Ilana Omodua worldwide, the leader, Professor Banji Akintoye. Sorry about that. Once again, hey to those of you that are watching us, good evening and welcome to Star Radio UK. Good evening to my sister, Mrs. Funke Iyalaje. Good evening to you, Terry Omoalade. Good evening to you, Mrs. Abby Williams, and everyone that have joined us, Omo Atata Yoruba, Terry Omoalade, Gunaira. I want us to know, I want to get the view of all our listeners from different platforms tonight. The question tonight is it going to be constitution review or election or a total referendum for a peaceful disintegration of Nigeria? I want to know what you think. Once again, welcome to those of you that have joined us on all the platforms from different parts of the globe tonight. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and as we continue to monitor your comments, I would be playing what I said earlier, what the senior advocate of Nigeria said in an interview he granted to one of the mainstream media in Nigeria. Let's listen to him, Mr. Femi Falana.
You must embark on a holistic amendment of the Constitution, holistic review, because what they are calling the Constitution, the 1999 Constitution, is decree number 24 of 1999. Constitution of Nigeria, promulgation, decree number 24 of 1999, signed by General Abdusalami Abubakar. So it's not our constitution. So what is the problem with saying, let all interest groups be given the opportunity to put their demands across, who then write a constitution of Nigeria, which should be enacted and made by the Nigerian people. But how can you be amending a military decree and you are selling, you are deceiving Nigerians that we are amending the constitution of the country?
You heard him there, and I'm going to be playing that later on as well. Is Nigeria really under pressure? As we prepare the first track for this evening by Ras Kimono, I want to ask again, are we going to, good evening to you, Pastor Mo. I want you all to tell me, good evening, Kenny Azan. Good evening to those of you that are listening to us from Nigeria, from Yoruba land, from the north, from the southwest. A lot of killings. I'm going to be reading the press statement that came out, last week when the Ilana Omodua actually said we will not hold an election coming up in Osun and Ekiti for the governorship election again because of the military decree 24 of the 1999 Constitution that is a scam. My question then is, as my engineer prepare for the first track this evening, are we under any kind of pressure, or do you think that Nigeria will survive before 2023 or Nigeria will collapse? This is the first track by Ras Kimono, Under Pressure. May so rest in perfect peace. That is Raskimono, Under Pressure. That is our first track for this evening. It's coming up to exactly 18 minutes past. You might want to get a water, a cup of tea. My question tonight to those of you that are watching us tonight is, do we go for a full total constitutional review? Do we accept election in 2023? As I can see that Atiku Abubakar has also declared to become the president of Nigeria in 2023, or should we determine a referendum to decide whether some Nigerians, the indigenous people, do want to stay in Nigeria or not? That is the question tonight on Niger Voices on Star Radio UK, 19 minutes past 6 p.m. Nigeria was put together in 1914 by Lord Lugard on behalf of the British government, and as I can tell you again, there is a lot of pressure as the visit of Kate, Duchess, and Prince Williams to Jamaica. I'm going to be playing some of the clip that I've got as well before the end of this program. It's going to be very hot tonight. Loud it up, loud it up. This is Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. I say good evening to all the Nigerian youth. Are you prepared for a referendum, a constitutional review, or do you just want to vote for PDP and APC? Let me get your comment. As I can see, the Atiku has also declared his intention, just as Omoyele Sowore, just as Dele Momodu, just as Bola Tinubu, just as Kingsley Moghalu. Some are saying maybe Peter Obi should be the next president of Nigeria. Are we going to see a whole three different people fighting for the 2023? Once again, I say good evening to those of you that have joined us on Instagram. Good evening to you, Mrs. Esther Robinson. Good evening to you, Victoria. I can read all the comments. Keep it coming. Good evening to you, Akingbade Kabiru Akombi. Good evening to all those in Isaleko. Good evening to you watching in Ekiti, in Kano, in Kaduna. Wow, there was so much killing over the weekend on Sunday. About almost 72 people were killed between Kaduna and Zamfara. Yesterday, there was another killing of about almost 34, including some police officer and Mopo in Katsina. What is going on in Nigeria? Is Nigeria going to survive the pressure? Is Raskimono? This is Star Radio UK, Niger Voices. It is one more time, please. I say good evening to my beautiful mother that have just joined as well. I said welcome to Niger Voices on Star Radio UK. If you can join me every Wednesday, you will find me right here. It's quite interesting. Keep the volume high. Concentrate on the road if you're driving back home. Good evening to you, Adeniyi Adejubril. Let's keep the comment coming. Should we go for referendum in 2023? Should we request for a full review of the Constitution, take it down, or an amendment, or should we be saying election in 2023? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still being detained by the DSS, but according to some of his legal team, Kenya is telling us that Nnamdi Kanu, according to their record, is still in Kenya. An amazing time in the history of Nigeria. If you can hear us loud and clear, just let me know before we go into the full program. It's coming up to 22 minutes past 6 p.m. My question again to millions of Nigerians is, what actually do you want? A new president from the political party that have derailed Nigeria, a new constitution that will support you, or a total referendum to decide whether the indigenous people wants to remain in one Nigeria? Good evening and welcome. Nigeria is really under pressure. Mary. Under pressure. Nigeria, is it under pressure? Are we really under pressure? This song was about some years ago, but it's still reflecting the current crisis, the current situation, the insecurity, the inflation, the lack of, sympathy, empathy for millions of Nigerians by the politicians. They are out there again telling you, vote for us. Atiku say, I will give you education. Saraki is saying, because I was watching Saraki speaking to some of the National Assembly yesterday, says, I will make sure that everyone in my cabinet is youth. My question is, what is the legacy of Saraki in Kwara State while he was the governor for 8 years? A very sad day in Lagos. We leave the music for now because we have a lot to discuss. We can only say, sorry to those of you that lost your business in Akwagbon, and I believe that bridge will completely be closed for a very long time. It's going to become more congested because Lagos is already congested. Let's just hear a little bit more. I love this particular section of this track. No bed, no food, no water, no security. What actually do Nigeria want? What actually do you want? You just tell me. What do you really want? Do you want the constitution to be reviewed? Do you want to have election to vote for PDP or AAC or ABGA or PDP or APC? Or do you just want a total disintegration and a full referendum? According to Abiodun says, it is sad Nigeria has happened to some people at Akpogbo Bridge fire in Femo. Bugbowa, Loma, their breakfast. Sad, sad, sad. Good evening to you, Royal Ade. Good evening to you. My goal says a total referendum. But I can still see some of the youth in Nigeria who are about the 60%, because the youth should determine what actually they want. Millions of the youth are currently out of school because the federal government could not pay the lecturers, and that means nobody is going to school anytime soon. What do you want as Nigerians is the question I'm asking tonight. What do you want? What actually do you want? Do you still prefer to have a Nigeria, or do you prefer to have a new nation, the Biafra, the Arewa, the Yoruba nation, and so much and so forth? You can follow us on Star Radio UK on Twitter at Star Radio UK with a double R. Let me tell you what Atiku says. Atiku says it is on. Thank you to everyone who attended #Atiku Declaration and joined online. Our journey together start here. What journey is he talking about? What journey is Atiku talking about? Just like Bola Tinubu, just like Dele Momodu, Kingsley Moghalu, Peter Obi. And I also saw Omayele Sowore says we will make sure that we take every one of you out of office. On which side are you, Nigerians? Do you know that in Castina, almost 34 people were killed? And as we speak right now, it doesn't seem the government has any empathy for the lives of millions of Nigerians anymore. Jamaicans are saying they are tired of having Queen being their monarch in Jamaica. Are we seeing a global conversation of the slave trade, a kind of a colonial era that distorted who we are as people? Because millions of Africans are probably lost, not knowing who really they are. And the question then again is, what language, what culture is Nigeria? What language, what culture is Nigeria? Also, for those of you that also want to have Yoruba nation, let us continue to go and sign that petition at www.ominirayoruba2022.org. You all know where my position stands, which is different from the, what Star Radio UK stands for. That is my own personal opinion. And I believe that it is time that the indigenous owner of the land takes back peacefully what belongs to them, which is a Yoruba nation. We are Yoruba before the colonial came in and distorted those information. So let me quickly just give you a snip of what conversation is going on in Jamaica this evening by one of their artists that was discussing the conversation, the protest to the visit of Prince William and Kate Duchess to Jamaica. Let's listen together.
Alright, in Africa, why did you decide to come out and support the protest today? As I am I represent for the free Jamaicans that was here before any slave ship or any colonizers come up. We are the first Jamaicans that were there, the first inhabitants of this land here. That is why we out here. We tell the queen that she come out for the jewels. One, and don't look back. Why did you think it was important that the protest here be held today? It's important because this lady sit down on a throne 70 years and she's about to celebrate that 70 years by stepping down and giving it to her grandchildren and her peers. While we are still in the very slavery that she came on the throne while that slavery was still in existence. She lived 70 years on that throne while that slavery is still in existence. Jamaicans are still dealt with as slaves. So we are saying, if it is that you don't come here to tell us that you really, really feel a way about what you guys did to us as a people and is still doing to us, then it would not be significant for any of them to be here today if we love our young people. What are your thoughts on reparations? I mean, reparation is a must, because if you find out that you've been used and abused and been dealt with the way we have been dealt as a people, many other nations have fought and have got their reparations. So it's only 15 for black people to get their reparation. Yeah, and if we get reparation, we get everything else and take it from the top. What about an apology? There are many persons here today who believe that the British monarch owes the Jamaican people an apology. What are your thoughts? Not just an apology. They need to go around in a sackcloth and ashes and really and truly talk to the ancestors first. The ancestors who did have nothing to do with what their intentions were when they turned up on this island. People was just living and being free and just loving nature. And they came and ruined all of that. Apology is not going to be enough. They have to change forward everything that they changed over that we had.
I know that is a Jamaican accent, but a couple of things that she was saying there was the Queen has been on the throne for 70 years, just as she was part of the during the slave trade. Also, she talked about when she was asked, what do you say about an apology? She said, well, you might have to go and apologize to the ancestors that allowed you to come in the first place, where they were who did nothing. The ancestor did nothing, just as the Yorubas, the Igbo, and the other ethnic groups allowed the colonial to settle down into that geographical space until they now turn it around and call it Nigeria. And 61 years after independence, the question on the table now is, do we continue with the name Nigeria in another election? Do we demand a constitutional review or a total disintegration, a referendum? So you can see that it is not just about concern about those in Nigeria. The concern is already reaching those as well in Jamaica. Quite interesting time to be alive. This is Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station, and we would like to say thank you very much to those of you that have joined us from different parts of the globe this evening as you continue to watch and support. And also remember that every Wednesday you will find me here where the conversation gets heat up every Wednesday. Before we go further as well, a lot of conversation that have also been on the table is, do we say that the current situation in Nigeria looking at the whole structure of Nigeria itself, what do you think is the best way forward out of the total situation in Nigeria today? What is the way forward? The reason why I did ask that is, a lot of Nigerians believe that Nigeria will still be a better country if there's no corruption. I was listening to these on one of the video that was sent to me just before coming on air. Somebody that called in say, we can still make Nigeria work, but as long as we, the corruption is taken away, Nigeria is a peaceful country, is a loving country. Do you agree with that opinion and view as well? Are you someone that agree that Nigeria will still be a great country? It's just that we have presently, the corruption, that the politicians stealing huge amount of money? Or do you still believe that if the constitution is removed and a new constitution that is accepted by everyone will be the way forward? Or are you of those that say, we've had enough of being part of Nigeria, it is time now to say no more to Nigeria? I'm going to be reading, like I said, very soon at exactly 18:35 tonight. I'm just reading a comment here, by David Umaya. Says, I hate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu even in my dream. I don't know why anybody could hate somebody that wants freedom for the people. So I'm going to be giving you what Ilana Omo Odua worldwide regarding the communique of the no election based on the 1999 Constitution. I'm going to read that now. Management of the court actions against 1999 Constitution instituted by Ilana Omo Odua worldwide, IOO, on behalf of the Yoruba people, setting the record straight to avoid a misrepresentations and misunderstanding within the rank. This statement is coming up in order to clarify some issues being raised by the Yoruba people worldwide on the management of the court cases filed in Osun and Ekiti State Federal High Court to challenge the validity of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria as amended. The Ilana Omo Odua worldwide, under the leadership of Professor Banji Akintoye, hereby set the record straight. Number one, the idea to institute the case was first conceptualized by Professor Banji Akintoye on the 16th of December 2020 and further collaborated by a member of the Executive Council of Ilana Omo Odua worldwide, a university done from Osun State, whom we won't want to mention his name for security reasons. After the logical presentation by these done in December 2021, the Congress of our organization accepted the idea and we resolved to file suit against Osun and Ekiti Gob's poll, which is the election coming up in both states. This was part of the New Year message of Alano. Professor Banji Akintoye released to the media on 31st of December 2021. The Congress of Ilana Omo Odua worldwide and our Alano, Professor Banji Akintoye, constituted a committee in January 2022 to give the Yoruba people a framework on how the case could be prosecuted, including hiring of a lawyer. The membership of the committee consists of individuals within the homeland and our chapters in US, Japan, US, Canada, and UK. After the submission of the committee's report, our chapter in UK informed the Alano, Professor Banji Akintoye, that they are willing to pay for the legal fees and all logistics needed for the case, including supervision of the case on behalf of Ilana Omo Odua worldwide. And the IOO Executive Council accepted and wrote a letter to the UK chapter to that effect, with an instruction to report back on the activities and work with the IOO Worldwide Publicity Department for proper projection of the case. All to be funded by the UK chapter, like some of our chapters have done in the past on other advocacy projects. The Ilana UK chapter constituted an implementation committee consisting of members in the UK, Osun, and Ekiti State chapter with funds needed to be provided by the UK chapter. In reality and fact, Ilana Omodua Worldwide is the one undertaking the court actions against the Nigerian government, not any chapter. So our members worldwide should take note. IOO Worldwide conceptualized the idea and hired the lawyer prosecuting the case. Our chapter in the UK volunteered to assist in raising our funds and payment for all logistics, and the Yoruba people are graciously grateful to them. However, the UK chapter has now informed the Home Office of the IOO Worldwide that contrary to their earlier vow that they will only pay for the legal fee while other logistics needed should be sorted by the IOO Worldwide Home Office. The implication of the above is that the letter of mandated given to Ilana UK by the Executive Council of the IOO was authored by the Alano. So the whole idea of this is just, again, that Ilana, who is leading the Yoruba movement, have said that no election in both states due to the fact of the fraudulent 1999 constitution, which I'm going to be playing again, the conversation that the senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has to say.
You must embark on a holistic amendment of the constitution, holistic review, because what they are calling the constitution, the 1999 constitution, is decree number 24 of 1999. Constitution of Nigeria, promulgation, decree number 24 of 1999, signed by General Abdusalami Abubakar. You know, so it's not our constitution. So what is the problem with saying, let all interest groups be given the opportunity to put their demands across, who then write a constitution of Nigeria, which should be enacted and made by the Nigerian people. But how can you be amending a military decree and you are selling, you are deceiving Nigerians that we are amending the constitution of the country?
So now that we have this issue about the constitution, my question then goes back to millions of Nigerians. I say good evening to those of you that are listening to us on the Mix LR. Good evening to those of you on all the platforms tonight. And the topic again is constitutional review versus election and referendum. Good evening to you, Mrs. Liz Dada, Grandma. Good evening to every one of you. Nigeria is a failed state. My question to start with on the constitution is, now that everybody agrees and knows that the constitution is a military decree 24, do we allow election to be carried out on that constitution? That is the first question. Should we allow election in 2023, be it the one of the governorship, just as the Ilana Omodua Worldwide have taken the Nigerian government and the Attorney General of the Federation to the court, both in Osogbo and likewise as well in Ekiti, regarding the upcoming election, that we as the Yoruba people will not allow any election to be conducted on those states based on the same argument that the senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana, said in that interview that we have just listened to. So should we now all agree to say that there is a problem? And the first problem is to take out that constitution. Good evening to you, Mrs. Folashade Arishola, Arise Ola. Good evening to you, Ademola Olamilekon. Good evening to you, Adetokumbo. Good evening to you, Mrs. Kemi Bello, and the rest of us that have joined. That I might probably not see you because you have not commented, and that will be difficult for me to know that you're listening and watching. Good evening to you. Thank you very much. Ola_Adetek on Instagram. Good evening to you, Ibrahim, and the rest of you that are listening and watching us on all the platforms across globe. So let me read from you. At 7 o'clock, we will open the phone line slightly so that we can get some of your view, especially those that are not from Nigeria, will be a little bit confused because they are not understanding what is wrong with the constitution that we have presently, or why some of you want us to break away from Nigeria and demand a referendum, just as the United Kingdom did during the EU BRICS exit. As I said, Scotland Prime Minister, first Prime Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, said 2 weeks ago that she will still do everything to make sure that Scotland as an independent country rather than being part of Great Britain. So it is not a crime for those that are demanding a total exit from Nigeria. But the first question is, do you think that there will be enough time for this present government to come out and say, we will take down the constitution completely and allow Nigerians, all stakeholders, to decide a constitution that works for everybody, not the one that they have presently that has almost everything controlled by the federal? Yes, there is amendment, but do we allow amendment on a military decree by Abdul Salam Abubakar? Do Nigerians really understand, the meaning of a military decree of a constitution, or are they just gullible and allowing the politicians to continue to put a deceit and allow them to go into a 2023 election based on this fraudulent document that even most pastors have talked about? What is the concern on the table? Good evening to you, Yusuf Yakini. Mrs. Liz Dada says, enough is enough, break up Nigeria and save lives and properties. What do Nigerians really want? My next track is going to come in Yoruba language for the benefit of those of you that might not speak Yoruba or you are not from the Yoruba lineage. The title of that song is called Orilede. Orilede stands for the nation. This song was put together as part of the track for the Yoruba people that are campaigning for a peaceful dissolution out of Nigeria through a referendum. And that is why they now have a petition requesting 5 million Yorubas from around the globe, from Brazil, Cuba, if you're in Jamaica, as long as your lineage is from Nigeria, is from Yoruba, you have the right to sign that petition. What is the requirement to sign the petition? You must put your name. Email address is optional. If you have it, it is okay. If you don't have it, there's no problem. And the next line that you have to also input is your telephone number with the prefix of the country that you're living. Then after that, you will then also be asked to input whether you are male or female. You will also be asked to put your age, and your age will be just the number, not the year or the month. Then you'll be asked to put your state of origin, and then you click the submit button. Then after that, all you then have to do is a message. If you put the email, it's going to say data submitted. If you do not put the email, it might bounce back and say, oops, invalid email. You click on OK, then it tells you it has been submitted. If you have done it before, you are not too sure, you can do it again, but it will come back and tell you that your data has been submitted or not, the number existed already. That means you've done it before. Good evening to you, Mrs. Kemi Jolayemi. Good evening to all our listeners from America, from Canada, from Australia, New Zealand, from Thailand, from Malaysia. Good evening to those of you from Germany. Good evening to those of you from Turkey. Good evening to those of you in Switzerland, in Singapore. The Biafrans or the Igbo are also demanding that they do not want to be part of Nigeria, but if they are given the opportunity to have the Igbo president, they change their mind. These are the boiling questions that needs to be resolved. I'm going to be telling you the countdown before the election, because every day Star Radio UK gives you the countdown, and also I'm going to be giving you some of the headlines of the new activities What is your take regarding the opening of the Dangote fertilizer plant yesterday? Think that will provide more food for Nigerians without the terrorists having impact on most of the farmland across the country? As of today, 324 days. 324 days. 324 days, 5 hours, 10 minutes, 45 seconds before the election or referendum or the total peaceful dissolution of Nigeria. As we speak today, 324 days will determine where Nigeria will stand. Good evening to you, Jide Omotayo, and welcome on board. As we continue to welcome you at exactly 7 p.m. UK time, that will be 8 p.m. Nigerian time, I will open the phone line slightly so that I can be able to hear some of what you think about these three conversations on the table. Once again, I welcome those of you that have joined us from all over the world. Let's listen to my next track that is ready from the engineer. As we continue to promote the Yoruba nation at my own free will, I say good evening to you, Faith David. Good evening to you, Alaji Lukman. Good evening to you, Adetokunbo Taiwo. Good evening to those of you that have joined us. It is Star Radio UK. Every Wednesday you will join me here. Like I said, I'm reading some of your comments. Keep them coming, and I'll continue to talk about it. Mrs. Rafiat Brian says, no election in 2023 should be allowed. It serves no purpose for the whole people in the contracted country called Nigeria. Wow. I welcome those of you that are joining us. Good evening to you, Akim Adewale Oladele. Good evening to you, World B. Again, if you're sending money home to your loved ones, remember to use Send Waves. As I say, welcome to Star Radio UK Niger Voices. Orilede by Janet is the next track that is on from the engineer. Good evening to you, Olamile Konsadi. Good evening to you, Akim Adewale Oladele. Good evening to you, Kadi. Good evening to you, Mr. Sulaiman Yusuf. Good evening to you as well, Justice Oko Justice. Nigeria beginning was a war with Biafra. Whatever begins in anger ends in shame. Peace is better than war. Referendum to Biafra is the only solution. Wow. Do you think that if the Biafra are given the presidency in 2023, they'll probably say no more to Biafra? Good evening to you, Otunla Temitope. Thank you very much, Mrs. Liz Dada. Thank you very much to those of you that are joined. Keep the comment coming. I'll be reading them out one at a time. Faith David says, whether old or new constitution, no going back. Yoruba nation is what we need. We are not going back as well. Wow. Alaji Lukman, I can see the beautiful flower. No more for the Yorubas to stay in Nigeria. That is coming from Mrs. Rafiat. Thank you so much as well. Like I said, keep it coming. The question tonight is constitution review, election or referendum, 3 in 1 tonight. Good evening to you, Joseph. You will not be tired in Jesus' name. Thank you so much. Good evening to you, Sammy Smith. Let them conduct referendum. Then every tribe should go and make their own constitutional review. I love that particular one. Thank you so much. I say good evening to everyone in Lagos Island, mainland. Good evening to you in Ondo State, in every local government. Good evening to all our beautiful mothers, our grandmothers that are living in bondage in Nigeria for the last 61 years. Have you heard about the petition that is currently out there? Iyabo Obiesan mother says, good evening, Koiki. I would like referendum to get out of Nigeria. We would deal with the evil people in our land. I totally agree that they are all evil. Let me now play this clip. You might not see the clip, but you'll be able to listen to what one of the politicians was discussing during an interview he granted with Sahara Reporter. I want us to listen to it, and I'm also going to be giving you another interview from, one of our scholar, that everybody knows very well, that was discussing that Nigeria is not a democracy, but a civilian, military dictatorship by Professor Aki Oyebode. But let us first listen to what this politician had to say during this interview he granted. Is one of the APC politicians known as Honorable Osonyode Binigi. This is what he had to say during that interview. Let's listen together.
On a seminar platform like this, I said it's the price politician pays for winning election. But as I can tell you, it entails beyond us saying women vote for this. The bulk of people that attend our party meetings are women. Just like
I want us to listen to almost every word he's saying. The bulk of the people that the politician use are our women, according to him. Let us listen a little bit more.
In the churches.
In the churches.
But the fact remains that
he's going to translate that, but let me help him quickly. He says, whoever has the goat tied down must make sure that the goat has a cassava to eat. So that means all these women are cassava. Kenny Azan said referendum is the key. Ekundayo says, if we allow election to hold, we miss. If we allow election to hold, miss, we are not focused. That means we are not focused. I totally agree with Ekundayo. If election hold, for those of us that prefer a referendum, we probably miss the target. Good evening to you, Bamidele Charles Olatuyi. Everyone on the platform is welcome, and we say good evening. If I haven't read your comment, that means, for whatever reason I missed that. Keep it coming. Let's get more from you, because we're not getting enough of this conversation. But in just about 3 minutes, I might open the phone line for the benefit of those of you that wants to call. I understand some of you might want to speak in our language. We will allow that on this platform because we have people that would love to speak in their language, and I will help, the translation to our listeners that are not English, Yoruba speaking. Again, our mother, Mrs. Rafia, say, Yoruba nation will have their own constitution to govern your own nation. That will not be discriminating anyone. Definitely, this military decree should not be allowed. But let me not go too far. Let's go back and listen to this politician.
Interpret that. Whosoever tied down a goat must feed that goat.
So who are the goats? The question is, let me pause that. This politician says, whoever tied down the goat must feed the goats. So Nigerians, especially our mothers, are now called goats. Let's listen a little bit more.
I need to go and vote for you, Abi. But somebody every month, if I show you my phone now, 2 of my colleagues are outside. Somebody came to local government, the husband died in December. I gave her January. She want to collect ordinary death certificate, which is just 7,000. She called me from Abuja.
Did you hear that? These politicians are part of those that have, entrapped millions of Nigerians rather than providing the enabling environment. Why should anybody be calling the politician that my husband died and then I will need your support, and the politician dip their hand in the pocket and send in 10,000 naira that doesn't even cover the cost of the funeral. Here in United Kingdom, if you die, whether the wife, the husband, there's what they call bereavement payment to you by the government. You don't need to know any politician. But what this politician is literally saying is, whoever tied the goat, I want us to take note of that. So the Nigerians are the goats, and the politicians continue to feed you with cassava. +4475 94050 979. Good evening, Sonny Aaron. That is the number, or you can also call the other number for those of you that know that number as well. So who is the goat that this politician is discussing? My question then is, for how long must Nigerians tolerate to be goats and being abused by the same politicians? I'm sure we can have our own constitution. That is my own opinion and view when we have a nation of our own. The current and present military decree, even if it's taken down, does not still represent the indigenous people, because it was all a creation by the British government in 1914. The line is now open for the benefit of those of you that would like to listen and join us. Or you can also join by Skype. Good evening to you, Mrs. Idiatu, and welcome as well. Let's hear more from this politician.
I'm not in Lagos, I should be transferred. That is the price politician paid. Yeah, that one is totally. They will tell you that they are waiting for.
You see, they are literally joking around, millions of Nigerians that are trapped, that doesn't have nowhere to go. Nigeria still remains the capital poverty of the world as we speak today. Nigeria remains number 3 global terrorism index. Nigeria remains the most abusive country in the world. Human rights. There's a lot of genocide committed by the government, the present government, the APC government, that said that we will make sure that everything is sorted out security-wise. But yesterday in Castina, 34 innocent lives, including a mopo, and 2 policemen were killed by the terrorists. Local government are no longer in control of the governors in the north. They are now in the control and in the hands of the terrorists, and they are also citizens are now paying tax to the terrorists so that they do not damage their crops or get them killed. But this politician is now saying that, we are the one that give people money even after you sleep with your wife and she becomes pregnant. That's exactly what he's saying here. Let's listen a little bit more.
You impregnated your wife for 9 solid months. The day it delivers, you will call that side. I want a bit more. I have a bill to settle this week. What is the bill?
Why is it that the politicians have to settle the bill for innocent Nigerians if they've done the right and the needful? Why must the politician say, I have to settle those bills? What bills must the politician settle if the right thing has been done in the first place? These are reasons why some of us are saying, you don't have to settle any more bills. Let us demand now for a full referendum and to opt out completely out of Nigeria. Good evening to you, Adedeji Busayo, on Star Radio UK chat line. You can see that the politicians believe that our mothers, our fathers, our uncles, our youth are goats, and they must continue to feed you and come back every 4 years and demand you to vote for them. Do we continue on this path, or should we say a referendum or a total collapse of the fraudulent constitution, military decree by Abubakar Salam and some of their cohorts? What actually do Nigerians want is the question. The Yoruba already know what they want, but some Nigerians are confused. I was on a space on Twitter, and yes, they were discussing issues. They were angry about the killing that took place during the EndSARS. But somebody says right there that Nigerians are just parrots that talk without any action. Do you agree with that? Let's hear more from this politician.
It doesn't need anything from me, 10 dozen of chairs, and his entitlement, which is the envelope. Those are the things that get involved in politics. So it's not easy for you to say, there's a lady that's contesting our area now. Say,
before I play the next line of this audio, the next one is going to discuss is the PhD holder that wants to contest. He laughed at her that there's no way you can become, the next candidate because nobody will give you that opportunity. Do Nigerians really know the consequence of taking bribes from these politicians in the first place? Good evening to you. Ibukunle Ogunfeyinti says, to be honest, everyone is tired of Nigeria, and 2050 energy calculator is a scam because we need underground tap water and modern drainage system. No to gutters drainage system. Yoruba Nation now. That is coming from Ibukunle Ogunfeyinti. Keep it coming, and I'll continue to read them out as you bring them in. But the line is open for the benefit of those of you that would like to also have your say. But let's listen to the last part, where this politician is making a mock about the PhD person that wants to become the next whatever in that country.
And they're loud. Because when you come and start speaking English, you just laugh at you. Everybody.
I guess we have a caller on the line. Let's go straight and speak to the caller and hear what the caller wants to say. But if we're struggling with the first line, I'm giving you the second line, but I guess the caller is already on the first line. Hello, good evening and welcome to Niger Voices, and let's get your view on this conversation tonight. You can speak in the local language, I'll try and translate, and if you want to speak in our English, you're more than welcome. Good evening and welcome, sir.
Well done for the good job.
Thank you, sir.
I really commend your effort.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, one thing that people don't understand is that there's something that is very, very essential for humanity.
Okay.
But the politicians take it away from our people. So they use that to enslave and to pour our people into poverty. Here in the UK, I live in London. When my wife wanted to give birth last year, in Lewisham Hospital, I don't need to go there. They don't need to ask me anything. You just go there, give birth. Then they sent me free to come to our house 3 times for 3 months to come and look after the baby. That I didn't pay a dime for that. Nothing for that. When I sick, I have something on me at the back of my head. I need to operate it. Then I was sent to the same hospital Buhari was using in this country to do the operation. I didn't pay a dime. I went there. They were looking for me. They operated something. They don't ask me about my status. They just check everything. Give me a lot of drugs. They check on me, call me many times. That is what people enjoy in a developed country. But in Nigeria, you see a politician build bridge, people will be jubilating. Since when I came to London, I can see a lot of construction around Elephant and Castle area.
Massive one. I go fast through there when I'm going back, when I'm coming to the studio. Massive construction work is currently going on in Elephant and Castle.
That's where I work for past 10 years. I can tell you about Elephant and Castle area. I can tell you what's going on there. There is no conservative party, billboard there. There's no Labour Party billboard there. There's no politician come there to come and commission or to inspect or to. We need to wake up. We need our brain to open as people. That these people are just using our head, using our head. We're using our head to build their own empire. Can you imagine somebody become governor for 8 years and he can boast as richer than the state? That person is supposed to be in prison by now, if in a civil society. Then Boris Johnson was mayor of London for 10 years. He cannot boast the rich man in London. He can't. If you do that, it's going to do for that. You know that. So we need to wake up. Another thing is that any politician from South that asks you to go and get your PVC to food is the enemy of the people, because they know that 1999 constitution is a fraud.
Okay.
Nobody should. They need to think. It's all what I was studying in school. Go to Google, go and find out how did they make constitution. No get it by yourself. You don't need to wait for people to tell you. The constitution is purely flawed because they're taking away everything from you. We need to wake up.
Okay.
Not saying by somebody we just build one bridge, then we start celebrating. Celebrating. It doesn't make sense. Plus, I saw one to the Buhari was commission the new extension of border. That's rubbish. Go to an airport and see airports. Then airports, when I ask them, there's operation. 60 good years of operation in Casablanca, Morocco. So all this they are doing is just lobby, just for the citizen to wake up and
so if I may ask you, our caller, we have 3 conversations on the table: a constitution review, election 2023, or a referendum. Which one will you pick, if I may ask you?
It's referendum. We need to track the constitution.
Okay.
There's nothing like there's no constitution, so there's no review.
Okay.
You understand? No constitution already. There's no review as fraud. Only thing that we need to do is that to go for referendum to determine our unity. If we want to continue to live together, I want to go in our separate way. I know everybody can do better. Igbo can do better on their own way, and the Yorubas can do better. Even the Arabas can do better on their own way. I don't need to force ourselves on ourselves.
Okay.
You understand? So we don't need to be talking about unity that is not there.
Okay.
All of what everybody brings, you need to open. You need to check from 1960 to now. Check from 1960 to 1970. Awolowo was put in prison, and there was a coup. There was Biafra War in 1960. In the 1970 to 1980, Shepherd happened. The same coup and counter coup. In the 1980 to 1990, what happened? Military junta and this and this. Up to date. That's what we are into. The same people. The same people. So we just need to wake up. I don't want to. Nobody coming today. I just want to think. Don't talk about election. I don't want to hear it. Just go and begin to think your brain that we need to go for a referendum. Everyone to go their own way.
Okay.
Simple.
All right. Wow.
In this country, I enjoy what I cannot enjoy in my own country.
Wow.
I work in school. I see things. My head ball. I work in school. For the past 10 years. I see what the government did. What the government always
the development for the student.
Development, whether you are black, whether you are white,
it doesn't matter.
They take everybody equal. Doesn't matter. If your child is not good enough, then get your child a special teacher. Whether you're black, you are white, you are Isha. I work in school for 10 years. I can tell you that. So it doesn't make sense. People need to open brain. All those are schools that are already taught to garbage. They should come here. As a primary school, all the children, they already know everything they need to know in life. They know everything. And they are there clapping for one idiot. Some idiot.
Wow.
Calling us good.
Yeah, I was so shocked when I was listening to that if you tie the goat down, you have to feed it with the cassava because they have to come back every 4 years, and then they will need you as well. Okay.
If any politician say that in this country, the politician is going down. It's going down. It's going down. You can't see that.
Okay. All right. Let's give somebody else. Go ahead.
I work here.
Okay.
I work here. They give me some benefits. I don't even know.
You're entitled to.
You're entitled to this. So I don't even know. But they just give to me as a benefit.
Amazing.
But the day people enjoy they enjoy that in Nigeria. I work with white people.
Okay.
They're not too brilliant house. I'm telling you. Pure English people I work with.
So you think that referendum is the only way out at this particular junction in the history of Nigeria?
Yes.
All right. Let's get somebody else. Let's get the view of somebody else as well. Thank you very much. And that's our first caller. You can also call in. Thank you very much to the first caller. The number to call again is +4475 94 979. Again, +4475 94 979. WhatsApp call only. Let's get your view. According to Chibuzo Anya, who says #referendum now. I'm coming back again to Miss Liz Dada says Yoruba Omalade, Yoruba nation now, not going back. She also says referendum Lafe. That means referendum is what we want for the benefit of those that don't understand the meaning of Lafe. Enough is enough. I want Ijoba Nigeria. That one is a very heavy one. It's a cost in our language. I'm sure you can just multiply it, whatever cost it is, according to your own view. So you can also add your voice to the conversation. The line is open. I'm going to be playing the next audio. Is Nigeria practicing democracy, or are we still practicing the military decree as well? Nnamdi Kanu must be free, but I'm going to be reading what his legal team says, that the Kenya government, according to their record, believe that Nnamdi Kanu is still in Kenya. How could this happen? So are the Kenya government telling us that they have no clue how Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, rendition back to Nigeria, brought in front of the court, and the court never asked, how did he get him? How did you get Nnamdi Kanu? Because he was not arrested. He was kidnapped. Adekemi Alabi says, we want a total referendum to allow Yoruba people, the Yoruba, to quit out of the lion den of the Fulani. Good evening to you. Samson says, Yoruba Nation now. Keep the comment coming. Happy Rashid, good evening to you as well. Keep your comment coming, and I'll be reading them out as soon as I have them. It's 14 minutes past. Should we just listen to maybe the next track before? Should we listen to this first or we play the music? Which one? I think we should just go straight to, is Nigeria really a democracy or a replacement of just the military era? Which one do you think? Let's hear from Professor Akin Oyebode in this interview that he also granted not too long ago.
Let me begin by saying that the lesson of inevitability of democratic values within the legal order is not lost on any serious legal practitioner or even casual observer of goings on in society and indeed the human destiny. Of the multifarious problems afflicting the country currently, hardly is anything more benumbing than the crises and contradictions inherent in our practice of democracy vis-a-vis the legal order. The situation would have been laughable if it was not so tragic. That a country so blessed with human talents and incredible natural resources has continued to work on its head is totally stupefying and inexplicable. However, it is apportionate to interrogate the historical antecedents of Nigeria in order to lay bare the characteristics of the contemporary legal order and difficulty to grapple with the desiderata of modernity and progress. I want to interrogate the precursors of the Nigerian state. Nigeria owes its creation to the antics of British imperialism. What is important to bear in mind is that when the British arrived in these shores, they carried along in their knapsacks English law and instrumentalities of conquest and subjugation.
I want us to take note of those words that the professor is using. When the English came on our shore, they came with the English law. They came with the English law. And I'm sure not just the English law, the same English language that we are all speaking. So you can see why there's a lot of pressure, during this current visit as well, like I did talk about earlier, of Prince William and Kate, Duchess, to Jamaica, where the Americans are saying that they don't want to have the Queen as their head of state no more. Let's hear more from Professor Akin Oyebode, and that is, Nigeria is not a democracy. Nigeria is, let's see if we have, this probably maybe another caller that wants to add into the conversation. Once again, this is Star Radio UK, Niger Voices. As we continue to say, every Wednesday, you will join me right here. I think, we lost that call. Let's continue with Professor Akin Oyebode.
Of the restless natives. I use that phrase advisedly. I had a teacher in high school, an American, who whenever we were making some noise in his class, he would say the natives are restless. He didn't hit us then. We were teenagers in Christ school. But later, some of us braved on to take him on, to tell him he has no lessons to teach us. in terms of decorum and good behavior. Now, Nigeria being one of the last territories to be colonized by the perfidious Albion, was subjected to the most distasteful aspects of race supremacist ideology, of disdain and disrespect for the traditions and mores of the indigenous population.
Again, you can see that the professor talked about the indigenous people. The indigenous people, our culture, and so many other things that were disconnected from us as people. And these are the reason why those that believe that it is time now to say a full referendum is the best option on the table. Good evening to you, MCG. Mrs. Liz Dada says, Nigeria politicians are actless. The criminals kill people every day. No security, no light, no jobs, no hope for the younger generation. But what does the younger generation want is the question. Let's listen more to Professor Aki Oyebode. You're still with me on Niger Voices at 19 minutes past 7 p.m.
This attitude had been practiced and perfected by the British in relation to the native peoples of America and Canada, Australia and New Zealand, India, etc. This superiority complex among the English was so deeply ingrained in their psyche, as the writings of Shakespeare reveal, Tempest and Othello being notable examples. I must note that as recently as 1857, the U.S. Supreme Court, in the notorious Dred Scott case, still had the temerity to declare that the black man had no rights, that the whites needed respect, more so that he was only 4 feet of a man. Wherever the English went, he could relish in the thought, as Lord Palmerston had intoned, that the long arm of the English law would always protect him. Indeed, they refused to subject themselves to the jurisdiction of the native courts, which were thought to be infra dignitatem to English law.
So you can see part of what these professors, and we're grateful to people like these, you know, to give us the insight of some of what we do not know. It's a 29 minutes, 43 seconds. You can watch this video on YouTube, courtesy of Sahara TV. You'll be blown away with some of what he's saying as the professor is telling us how, the English have literally disrespected the native law that they met when they came into that continent known as not the Nigeria that you're calling it today. It used to be the indigenous land of the people until the 1914 amalgamation that Lugard decided to put it together without thinking about the consequence of what we are facing today. So if anybody is out there in any part of the globe hoping that there's a country called Nigeria, you are living in an illusion, because there's nothing called Nigeria. It is a British Empire that decided to put it together. I might play just maybe another 3 minutes of that particular clip, and you would be able to understand why millions of people are now saying that there's nothing called Nigeria. It is just what it is for the benefit of only few. But you can see that, the glamour of this politicking that is already out there for the 2023 might literally still overshadow some of this conversation, because nobody's listening to somebody like this. Millions of the youth that should be sitting down and take note. Imagine as far back as 1857, the U.S. Supreme Court looked at the black man as no right in 1857. So for those that are still thinking that there's a country that can, that we will survive, let us just listen a little bit more, and then we play the next track of our song tonight. The line is still open should you want to also engage in the conversation. What is your take? Nigeria election, Nigeria referendum, Nigeria a total review and collapse of the 1999 military decree constitution. Let's hear more from Professor Aki Oyebode.
Far-flung colonial territories as instruments of colonial hegemony and control. In Nigeria as elsewhere, they had created their own special courts. Remember the courts of equity, which had jurisdiction over British people here. And we had the colony of Lagos separated and made distinct from the rest of the, what they call the protectorate.
Did you hear that?
This English court refused adamantly to apply the native laws and customs.
They refused to apply the native law and custom. So if you now ask yourself, why should we, the Yoruba, then wants to continue with this old system? I know some of you that are not from Nigeria, listening from Kenya or Egypt or Sudan, Somalia, any part of the other world. I know you might also have similar things during the colonial era in your own jurisdiction. But the Yorubas are not really happy with the present way Nigeria has been put together, and that is why some are saying we want out of Nigeria. Let us listen a little bit more.
For they consider them, quote, repugnant to natural law, equity, and good conscience, a code phrase for English law. It took the genius and courage of judges such as J.I.C. Taylor and other like-minded jurists to win themselves off slavish adherence to English law and practice by striking blows for authenticity and independence of the Nigerian legal order, be it in relation to the rights of children born out of wedlock or the recognition of polygamy and the right to inherit as guaranteed under native law and custom.
Well, we're going to leave it that way for now. I say thank you very much to those of you that are still with us. It's exactly 27 minutes past, so we're just about 33 minutes away, and I'm going to be getting the next sound ready for us again. Do you still believe in Nigeria? Do you think that Nigeria will survive? Do you still think that Andrew, that checked out in 1980-something, Andrew don't check out? You all remember that song? Do you still think that Nigeria will survive? Do you still think that Nigeria will survive? This is all the conversation tonight. My next track is Andrew, don't check out. Nigeria will survive. Some of our uncles and aunties that left Nigeria in the 80s have refused to go back home. Do you think Nigeria will survive? Andrew, don't check out. How many of you remember this song? How many of you still remember this song? I say good evening again to my listeners and also to my producer, Frank and Archie, and all the presenters. Tomorrow is going to be Property Hour. Make sure you tune in to Star Radio UK every Monday to Friday between 11 a.m. You will join me on the morning show where we discuss everything about update news from Nigeria. that even all the stolen wealth out of Nigeria, all the money, the corruption, everything out of Nigeria, Mrs. Liz Dada said, we can't continue with this arrangement. This is so disturbing. As you can see, the English refuse to listen to the native law. And the question is Nigeria going to survive? How many of you still want to leave Nigeria to go and live in somewhere else until there is a proper nation that can look after you? How many of you at exactly 29 minutes past 7 p.m. here, local time in London, on Star Radio UK Niger Voices, where you're going to join me every Wednesday from 6 p.m. Can Nigeria really survive in the next 323 days? I'm asking the question. I do not know the answer yet. Again, do you think that our ancestor will be so angry, like the Jamaicans say, ancestor must first not understand why the English that came, we accepted them, we gave them everything, did nothing, but they make sure that nothing was left peaceful before they left. How many of you think Nigeria go survive? This was Veno, Nigeria go survive. This is about almost some 20 years ago music that we're still playing. I want to know, do you think that Nigeria can survive? I'm asking the question. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in the custody of the DSS. I believe his next court case will be April next month, which is just about countdown. Do you think that the government really wants to do case with Nnamdi Kanu, or they're just using him to keep him there for as long as they want? Kenya says that according to their record, Nnamdi Kanu is still in Kenya, even though he's in the hands of the DSS. Do you think that the people in Nigeria can survive? Justice for Bamishe Anyanwola, justice for Bamishe Anyanwola that was killed. The innocent girl was killed. Let me just give you the picture quickly. Let me tell my engineer to give us the picture of Anyanwola, which is coming up. As you can see, she was the young 22-year-old girl that was murdered, killed for ritual. According to the information from the family, there was another vehicle that was driving behind the BRT. The question is it time now that the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, resign from his position as the Governor of Lagos State? She was just that young, innocent Nigerian traveling home after a long day work as a fashion designer. She never knew that would be the end of it on that particular trip. May her soul continue to rest in peace. We pray for the mother. We pray for the father. The mother of this young girl that was killed on the local public transport, the Lagos State public transport. The mother is 74 years old. The father is 84 years old. As I speak to you today, Lagos State Governor have not paid a courtesy visit to the family, and we are now demanding that the Lagos State Governor should resign his position. According to Mrs. Liz Dada says, evidently Nigeria cannot survive. Is it broken already? Do you all agree with that statement? Do you think that Nigeria can survive? Good evening to you, Ken Shaw. Good evening to those of you that are watching from all the platforms across the globe. Like we also demand justice for Kokoro. He was killed, and while he was killed by those working for the governor of Oyo State as well, we demand the resignation of Oyo State governor so that life can become better. If they can't do the job, they need to resign. This young man that you're looking at the video behind me there, behind my graphics there, was also killed by auxiliary, a man who works for the current governor of Oyo State. All this killing, all taking place in Yoruba land. He said Nigeria could survive. Once again, Kenshaw said, Jamaica is playing music. We Africans, we are supposed to play. Yes, I could say that the Jamaicans are saying they do not want to have, the Queen as the head of state anymore after 70 years. They are not really happy. They are not pleased, as we continue to say, continue to demand the justice for Kokoro. Justice. Also, we bring in the next picture, a young Biafran that was also killed. I'll be giving you. Also, remember the young Biafran girl that was also put in the custody after 9 months. I can confirm that she has been released, and we can only pray for her as well. As we continue to ask for justice for all the innocent Biafrans that are killed in the southeast, Oluremi Ogabi says Nigeria is already broken. Do you think that Nigeria can survive? Is the question to those of you that are watching us tonight. This weekend, this week Friday, there will be a prayer section coming from at about Friday, 1.5 hours, Saturday, same as well, and also Sunday. All is being organized by those in America, and is also going to be broadcasted live. Also tomorrow, the 24th of March 2022, 5 million signature, the key to freedom of Yoruba nation. Join Ijile Marcos and likewise the guest, Mrs. Modupe Onitiri, MKO Abiola, where they'll be discussing everything about the 5 million signature, what you need to know, and the process to sign it as well. Can Nigeria survive is the question I'm asking every one of you tonight. I guess we have a caller. Let's see. I'm not sure whether this caller knows that we're live. We're currently live. Do you want to add as well? We're live on Star Radio UK. We're live at the moment. I don't know whether you want to join the conversation. Yeah. All right. That's one of our uncles all the way in America, in Florida. No, he doesn't want to add his voice, but he just wants to say hello to us. Do you think that Nigeria will survive? Today there was a gas leak in Queen Elizabeth Park, and we hope all is all for those that were affected. This morning, there was a breaking news coming from Queen Elizabeth Park in Stratford, where there was a gas leak, and we hope that everybody that was involved, and we say thank you very much to all the emergency services. Likewise as well in Lagos, we say thank you to all the emergency services that came up as quickly as possible to make the fire, to contain the fire in Akpogbon. So all we can say is we hope the situation has now become settled. But all I can say is that, the fire at Akpogbon this morning will have a big impact on that particular location, and I'm going to continue to say that for those that will be traveling there around that area, make sure that you continue to become more vigilant, especially with this fire. We don't know who's putting fire across different markets inside Lagos and also outside Lagos as well. Yesterday, Ibale was killed in Oyo State by the known Fulani as well. We'll also, again, play, maybe if I have the time, quickly, before we start taking it back to the studio. We'll have about 15 more minutes. The interview that was granted, by one of the legal representative at the court hearing yesterday for Bamishe Anyanwola, that was killed, like I said, on that public transport. We can only say to the family, we pray for you and we continue to remember you, and we hope we will have you again soon to come and speak to us about the incident that happened to your loved one as well. What a very sad one, for the family to go through. And like I said, maybe it's time now that the governor of your state resign because he's not capable to provide security to the lives of those in Lagos State. What actually happened? Let us hear from one of the the legal personnel that attended the hearing of Bamishe court case yesterday.
Are you just joining us for the very first time?
Sorry about that. I think there's a mix-up with the audio. We're going to give it a shot again and quickly, as we say, Nigeria is not going to survive. I know Nigeria is not going to survive. There's a lot of pressure out there, and a lot of people are asking the same question. Will Nigeria survive? like I said, it will be very, very difficult for Nigeria to survive, especially with so many injustice, so many killings, so many people that are going through different things as well. So this is that interview again.
ọjọ́ kejìlélógún oṣù kẹta ni ìgbẹ́jọ́ tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ lákọ̀tún lórí ikú olóògbé Olúwabámiṣẹ́ Àyànwọlá ọmọbìnrin ẹni ọdún méjìlélógún tó wọkọ̀ BRT Èkó láti agbègbè Lẹ́kì sí Òṣòdì lọ́jọ́ kẹrìndínlọ́gbọ̀n oṣù kejì tó kọjá káwọn amòòkùnṣìkà ẹ̀dá kan tó dá ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ légbodò tí wọ́n sì lọ́ọ́ ju òkú rẹ̀ sórí bíríìjì Kátà erékùṣù Èkó lẹ́yìn ọ̀sẹ̀ kan tí wọ́n ti ń wá a. Tẹ́ ò bá gbàgbé ọjọ́ kẹfà oṣù yìí ni ìjọba kọ́kọ́ fojú afurasí ọ̀daràn tọ́wọ́ bà níbi tó ti ń sá kiri ọ̀gbẹ́ni Nice Andrew Ominikoran balẹ̀ ẹjọ́ májísírèètì kan tó wà ní Yaba ṣùgbọ́n adájọ́ náà lòun fẹ́ gba ìmọ̀ràn látọ̀dọ̀ àjọ tó ń fáwọn adájọ́ nímọ̀ràn àwọn agbófinró náà sì béèrè ààyè láti túbọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ ìwádìí síwájú sí i. Lọ́tẹ̀ yìí ilé ẹjọ́ gíga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó tó wà nínú ọgbà Tafawa Balewa Square erékùṣù Èkó ni wọ́n gbé ẹjọ́ náà lọ. Afurasí ọ̀daràn ọ̀hún lọ́ọ̀yà rẹ̀ àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí olóògbé náà ọ̀gbẹ́ni Pẹ̀lúmi Àyànwọlá àti abilékọ Títílayọ̀ Dámilọ́lá Àyànwọlá àti lọ́ọ̀yà wọn Ayọ̀ Adémilúsì wà níkàlẹ̀ lásìkò ìgbẹ́jọ́ náà. Lẹ́yìn tí ìgbẹ́jọ́ parí amòfin Adémilúsì bá Aláròyé sọ̀rọ̀ lórí bí ìgbẹ́jọ́ náà ṣe lọ àti ìrètí wọn látọ̀dọ̀ ìjọba.
Tó bá rántí ilé ẹjọ́ kóòtù kékeré tá ń pè ní magistrate court ló kọ́kọ́ gbé arákùnrin yìí lọ ní ọ̀sẹ̀ díẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. Tọ́tọ́ gbé débẹ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá gba àṣẹ ilé ẹjọ́ wípé kán lọ tì mọ́ ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n àti ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n bá gbé wá lónìí sí ilé ẹjọ́ gíga títí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Ilé ẹjọ́ gíga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ló lè gbọ́ ẹjọ́ fáfipọ́n bánilòpọ̀ kí wọ́n pààyàn. Ilé ẹjọ́ kékeré kóòtù ìbílẹ̀ kékeré magistrate court lè gbọ́ ẹjọ́ náà. So àti wàwájú ilé ẹjọ́ tó lè gbọ́ ẹjọ́ náà báyìí.
Just for the benefit of our listeners, you're listening in a local dialect. One of the lawyers, to this young girl that we showed you. Again, my engineer will change the background, and you can see her there. She was killed on the local public transport, in Lagos State around February on her way home, and her body was dumped. So what the lawyer is giving us the background to what happened during the court hearing yesterday, where they presented, the driver that killed her for ritual, which we believe, and also raped her before she was killed. So the lawyer is just, explaining, the charges. There's 4-count charges on that particular driver. So again, we continue to demand justice, for this innocent young girl known as Bamishe Àyànwọlá. We had the opportunity to speak to the family on Sunday. The father at 84, the mother at 74. She has sisters and brothers as well. And you could see that, the whole system in Nigeria is completely collapsed. It seems Nigeria is too big to take care of the citizens. And not just this particular young girl. I can also confirm that there's another young girl that was killed by the DSS. And that picture is just coming up. The engineer will align that picture for us quickly. And you can see that this other young girl, from the Biafra section as well, as you can see, she was killed. Her name is Chinye Okpa, was murdered by the Nigerian Department of State Service in Enugu State. So innocent Nigerians are killed, in their numbers, as they were killed during the EndSARS on October 2020, when almost 100 innocent Nigerians that were protesting for good policing, because of their look, because of their mobile phone. Some of them have laptops, and they've actually become prey, to the policemen in Nigeria and the SARS as at then. So you would think that all these, would have been sorted out and resolved, but more innocent Nigerians, whether in the north, whether in the southwest, whether in the middle belt, are still being punched and killed on a daily basis. And we continue to pray for the family of Chineye Okpa that was killed by the Nigerian DSS, also known as the Department of State Service, on behalf of Star Radio UK. Good evening to you, Happy Rashid. Good evening to you, Prince Tunde Adebolu, and the rest of you that are also watching us from around the globe. As we are just about some few 10 minutes away before the end of this broadcast. I'm going to quickly tell you what is trending currently on the social media. I'm also going to be giving you what is the latest update regarding some of the trending news as well across Nigeria this evening as well. So we continue to demand justice for this young girl, just as we demand justice for the rest as well, and those that we do not know as well that are killed on a daily basis in Nigeria of today. Remember Tolulokpe Arotile, she was also killed as well. We have a video just to remind some of you, how Nigerians, were kept in a situation, especially, when you look at this image that our engineers putting up as well. These are Nigerians, that have no jobs. Millions of the youth, that are 60% representing Nigeria today are languishing out there. There's no job. Some of them are also out now because of the, lecturers that have decided that the government is not paying their salary, and they've also left as well, the university, making millions of Nigerians youth out of school. Lolo says Yoruba Nation now, hashtag no to Showore, hashtag no to voting 2023, hashtag free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So again, before we come back into some of the news headline, which I'm going to be giving before handing over back to the studio. Like we always say, this is Star Radio UK. It is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. So we still have one more quickly to show you before we hand over back as well, as time is not really on us this evening. For the benefit of those of you, again, this video that we are just about to show you was during the COVID in Nigeria, where millions of Nigerians were trying to have access, to food, and as you can see there, they were all scrounging, after they found out that there was a particular location that food were kept, that is meant to be for the people. But the same people are also now, saying that they will vote for the election that is coming. So we're not too sure what really the Nigerians want. Do they want a referendum? Do they want a review of a constitution? Or do they just want to vote for the same party that have, put them in that danger for a very long time? And again, these are just some of the faces of the current political party, representing APC, as we speak today in Nigeria. And these are the faces as well. So, like I said, what do Nigerians want will determine actually what they want, not what we want. Also, the last picture before we go back to the proper picture, is these two innocent Nigerians or the Yoruba that were killed during the invasion of Chief Sunday Adeyemo's home on the 1st of July 2021. Two of them were passing by, and the two were killed when the government, and their machinery wanted to assassinate Chief Sunday Adeyemo on the 1st of July 2021. The bodies, as we speak today, have not yet been returned back to the family for a proper burial. And the question is, what is the federal government doing with the bodies after almost a year? Because in the next couple of months, it will be a year that incident happened in Soka in Ibadan, Oyo State, Southwest Nigeria. So that is all before we continue now with coming out of Nigeria this evening. As we say, Star Radio UK, every Wednesday you will join me where we continue to discuss issues affecting, Nigerians as well. I'm just going to look at some of the trending on Twitter. Ifa Funshaw at Funshaw Graphics says, the nations that created terrorists in the world and still act innocent are American, France, and UK. The most miseducated people in the world are Africans. The West always show it to us that they don't give a flying F about us, yet we keep running to them to solve our problems. Do you think that the West can solve the problem that is currently, in Nigeria as we speak today? Also, according to, Moji Adesanya at Moji Adesanya 1 on Twitter, breaking, T.Y. Danjuma advised Yorubas to warn Sunday Igboho, some Yoruba Obas, Asiwaju Tinubu, and others before they are killed by the government-supported Fulani terrorists. We do know that this government is still doing everything to want to kill, Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. So let us continue, to tell the world that as well. Let's quickly also look at some of the other headlines as well. Buhari condemned the killing of 2 soldiers and 32 others in southern Kaduna, warns resident against seeking vengeance. So the question is, if you are warning the resident not to, defend themselves, but yet there's not enough security to protect these innocent Nigerians, the question then is, what do they do? Baba, please, short clip to create awareness on WhatsApp. Okay, thank you very much. We will do so. As we say, thank you very much to those of you that are watching us. We're just about 9 minutes away before handing over back to the studio this particular evening on Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Go and sign the petition. It's very, very important, because the petition that is demanding 5 million will be used for so many purposes that will be benefiting the Yoruba people, the indigenous people, as part of the way to leave Nigeria. As we know, Nigeria, for some of us, is no longer a country, and that means, if you want to have the change, you must also participate in that particular change as well. So that is coming, as well as we continue to advise those of you that are watching us to make sure you sign that petition as quickly as possible. I know some of you wants to know the number where we are at the moment, but all I will say is, let us continue to sign the petition. We will be advised and told when to stop. I know some of you have put out a lot of comments. I'm going to quickly read those comments as quickly as possible. Love you, my brother. I'm living in Olomore Housing Estate, Abeokuta. Please, I want to have my Yoruba Nation group. I need a lot of orientation. My number. Okay, I'll try and reach out to you after the broadcast. I've got that number, and then maybe I would also delete it so that it doesn't become the public number for everyone that will be watching this broadcast. So thank you very much, Fakeye, for sending that message. I will definitely reach out back to you after the program this evening. Once again, good evening. Once again, let me quickly read. Quite a lot of comments have come through, so let me delete that particular post because your number is there, and for public consumption, I don't think it will be important to have your number there. Let me quickly read what Mrs. Rafia says again. Kenya government is pretending about Nnamdi Kanu kidnapping. For how long they heard about the news? If they said Nnamdi Kanu is still in Kenya, they should go and bring him and show the whole world. Anyway, if this is their first time, they should go do something about his release from these ignorant people calling themselves they are in authority. So yes, I totally believe that Nnamdi Kanu that was kidnapped rendition back. Good evening, thank you very much, Teresa Akinsete. My sister, thank you so much to all our beautiful, beautiful sister. Do not allow any politician to deceive you anymore, because those politicians are there to say that you are the goat and they will give you cassava. When we get a nation, I'm sure we will do very, very well. Good evening to those of you at Idiroko. I can see you there. Also, Rafia said we should be careless if Nigeria survive or not. Yoruba nation is coming out there. So Faith Davis says, no, Nigeria is burning in hell already. Nigeria is long dead. No matter how many CPR to revive it, it can't bring it back to life. Wow, I love that. Good evening again to you, our mother, Esther Robinson. Please don't forget to sign the petition. Very, very important. Justice for Tolulokpe Arotile. Justice for Kukuru Kabiru. Justice for Allah Afar. Justice for Adogon. Justice for Oloye Sunday Igboho. Justice for Anyanwola family. Hashtag Free Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you so much to each and every one of you. I just spotted a very big uncle all the way in America. I'll call him Tella. Thank you so much. He says, keep up the good work. I really appreciate every one of you that have joined us this evening again. As I'm going to be winding down, a lot of you have said that Nigeria is not going to survive. So I'm not going to play that track anymore because Nigeria is not going to survive according to most of you. Again, we demand justice for every innocent Nigerians that have been abused. Also, for those that are going through a kind of pain wherever they are at the particular present time today. My last track is again in Nigeria, a Yoruba music rather, in our local dialect, and I'm sure you would all enjoy it. But those that are not Yoruba might not really enjoy it, but I'm sure you could go along with the beat as well. Mrs. Esther Robinson also says, no election in Yoruba land in 2023. So before we return back to the studio. I'm just about 7 minutes away as my signal is coming to me on the deck here that we need to start winding down. I'll be back again same time next week, every Wednesday, where we will continue with the issues and the conversation. It's exactly 323 days. Is Nigeria going to survive? Do we demand a constitutional review or bring down the constitution? Do we go for election in 2023? Do we say no, it is a referendum? My own personal view, not the view of the Star Radio UK, is that we completely ask for a total dissolution, disintegration, break away from Nigeria, because Nigeria, as far as I'm concerned, is not a country, and we must not allow it to continue to be in existence again. Nigeria was created in 1914, and as Professor Aki Oyebode says, that Nigerians should understand that when the English came, they did not even respect the native law. And that is part of the reason why we must say enough is enough. Thank you so much, Mrs. Liz Dada says. Mr. Koiki, thank you so much. I say thank you to everyone as well. Let's now enjoy a little bit before I start taking it back to the studio. This is a very beautiful music that was released, says Yoruba Nation Now. It's been possible to bring this program to you live because my producer and the sound engineer, the technical team that are working behind the scene, have made it possible tonight. Today is the 23rd of March 2022. You will join me on my own other platform later on, maybe later tonight or tomorrow. But every Monday to Friday, you can also listen to all the headlines coming out of Nigeria. But for now, Unity Lodara from this particular track, music by our brother, our father, Mr. Akibo, popularly known as Mr. Popular. Thank you very much, Bridget Agboma. Thank you so much. Those of you in the Middle Belt, those of you listening to us from the northern part of the country, we say to those in the north, it is time that everybody understand that the unity of the country is no longer functioning, is no longer working. It is time to demand a total full dissolution of Nigeria. We are just 3 minutes before I hand over back to the studio. I'd like to say thank you once again to everyone that has been part of this program tonight. Let's pray for everyone that was murdered. I'm just looking at another one that was murdered in the north, in the southeast. Uzuma Chimeze was murdered again by the Nigerian police in Ebonyi State. So many innocent lives. Let us just say, disintegrate Nigeria, end Nigeria, and save lives. Next week, I'll be discussing more about Amnesty International compromising and now working with the Nigerian government. I'll be telling you more that next week, Wednesday. According to Neferati at First Ladyship says, I have seen Southern Andos. I respect so much becoming articulate overnight. Love of money is so strong in Nigeria, where honest living is jettisoned for sacrifice, praise singing, and fraud. I am forced to believe that even the unborn in Nigeria are already corrupted by association. Wow. Again, another Biafra killed by the Nigerian army. Ikechukwu, he committed no crime. Ikechukwu, no, he was adopted. Nigerian Army of Division 82 Barrack Enugu adopted Mazi Henry Ikechukwu on the 23rd August 2021. Wow. So many innocent people adopted, even though we are practicing democracy, but it is never a democracy, it's just a military rule. We are just exactly less than 60 seconds, and I'm going to be handing over back to my producer. Once again, thank you very much to Frank and Archie. I am Olayomi Koiki. I've been your host tonight, and I hope you've had a very great time with us. I hope we can continue, but to be honest with us, to me and you, I have to hand it back now to the studio, where I'll be back again same time tomorrow in the morning with them. But you can also continue to listen to Star Radio UK. You can follow us on all our social media and so much will be discussed as we continue to say which way Nigeria, constitution, election, a referendum. And for now, I say bye for now. Yorùbá nation kí wá ní ìfàmì ìfà.